Chapter 3. The Bags. We Carry the Silver Fox says, some people spend so long carrying other people's bags that they forget what their own dreams look like. Imagine every person carries 2 bags, one over each shoulder. Inside those bags are memories, experiences, words, disappointments, dreams, love, pain, everything they've collected throughout their life. Now imagine meeting someone carrying bags so full that things are falling out everywhere. Every conversation becomes about their worries, their anger, their disappointment, their past. Without meaning to, they start putting things into your bags. We've all done it. We've all had it done to us. Sometimes we carry our parents' fears. Sometimes we carry our children's worries. Sometimes we carry the expectations of people we've never even met. After a while, we forget what we picked up ourselves. The question isn't whether you carry bags. We all do. The next recall is asking, what inside those bags actually belongs to you? Perhaps today is the day you remember to unpack them, not with guilt, not with blame, just with honesty. One item at a time. You might discover you've been carrying something for 20 years that was never yours in the first place. And when you finally remember to put it down, you don't become weaker, you become lighter. That creates room for something better, room for peace, room for joy, room for the next chapter of your life. Today's recall, what belongs in my bag? The silver fox smiles. When your hands are no longer full of yesterday, they become free to build tomorrow. Once your hands are empty, you are finally ready to walk forward. But what happens when the path ahead leads into a place you can't see? Let's walk into the dark room. Chapter 4. The Dark Room. The silver fox says, you cannot light a room by standing in the hallway. Imagine your life is a house. When you were born, every room was open. You wandered from room to room without fear. Everything was new. Everything was waiting to be discovered. Then life happened. Someone said something that hurt. Something frightened you. Someone handed you a script that whispered, don't go back in there. So you quietly closed the door, not because you were weak, because at the time, it helped you survive. Sometimes closing the door gives us the space we need to breathe. Sometimes it gives us time to heal. There is nothing wrong with that. But what helps us survive doesn't always help us live. As the years pass, another door closes, then another. Until one day you realize you aren't living in a whole house anymore. You're living in a hallway. The rooms are still there. They're simply waiting. Remember this. The dark is not a monster. The dark is simply a place where the light has not visited yet. Fear grows in places we stop exploring. It grows behind doors we never open. It grows when we keep reading the old script instead of turning the handle ourselves. Now think about everything you've remembered so far. You put down the borrowed script. You unpack the heavy bags. Your hands are finally empty. For the first time in a long time. They are free. Free to reach for the handle. You don't have to kick the door open. You don't have to force anything. Just place your hand on it. Take one slow breath. The light has been in your hand all along. Turn the handle. Open the door just a little. You may discover something surprising. The room was never trying to hurt you. It was simply waiting for you to come home. Today's recall: choose one closed door today. Do not force it open. Simply rest your hand on the handle. Take one slow breath. Notice what you feel. That is enough. The silver fox smiles. A shadow only exists because there is a light shining nearby. Walk towards the light, and the shadow quietly follows behind you. You might think the rooms inside your house are empty. They are not. Every room contains a memory, Every memory carries a feeling, and every feeling has a face. Sometimes that face belongs to your father, sometimes your mother, sometimes your partner, sometimes your child, sometimes someone you've only just met. Perhaps the people in your life have been helping you discover your own house all along. Let's look in the mirror. Chapter 5. The Mirror. The Silver Fox says, "The people who frustrate you the most are often holding a map to a part of yourself you haven't explored yet." It is so easy to believe the world is happening to you. When life becomes difficult, we naturally begin placing people into roles. The villain, the hero, the victim. The villain is the person who seems to push every button you have. The hero is the person you hope will rescue you. The victim is the person you feel responsible for carrying. Without realizing it, we begin living inside these stories. But life has a curious habit. It often introduces us to ourselves through other people. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. You notice your hair is untidy. You don't reach into the mirror to fix the reflection. You gently fix your own hair. Life works in much the same way. Sometimes another person's words stir something inside us. Sometimes their behavior brings up anger. Sometimes sadness. Sometimes fear. Sometimes admiration. Those feelings don't necessarily tell us who the other person is. They often tell us something about ourselves. Perhaps they remind us of an old wound. Perhaps they reveal a strength we didn't know we had. Perhaps they simply invite us to pause and ask a different question. Instead of asking, "Why are they like that?" try asking, "Why did this affect me so deeply?" That single question can quietly change everything. Some people arrive to encourage you. Some arrive to challenge you. Some stay for years. Some only pass through. Each leaves something behind. Not because life is trying to punish you, but because life is constantly inviting you to understand yourself a little more. When you begin to see this, you stop waiting for someone else to complete you. You stop expecting every villain to disappear. You stop searching for a hero to rescue you. Little by little, you become your own steady place. And from that quieter place, you begin seeing people with a little more understanding. Not because everything they do is right, but because you no longer need every encounter to define who you are. The mirror hasn't changed. You have. Today's recall. Think of someone who has been difficult for you, without judging them. Ask yourself one gentle question. What has this relationship helped me discover about myself? The silver fox smiles. The clearest mirrors are rarely the easiest to look into, but they often show us where the light is waiting. Every reflection teaches us something. The question is, what will you do with what you've seen? Perhaps it is time to stop looking at the mirror and begin planting something new. Let's walk into the garden.